welcome to another episode of the Yoga Chronicles. And today we'll be talking about one of my favorite topics, the shoulder stand, Salamba Sarvangasana. So I presented this hot topic with a question and an answer. The question is, why does the lymphatic system not have a particular or proper drainage system? And the answer, before I get to it, maybe you just want to take a moment to feel that question, see what for visions or answers come into you. And the answer that I came up with was because God wanted us to enjoy inversions, so movements or poses that are upside down. And the lymphatic system is so that it doesn't drain necessarily itself. However, when we are upside down, the strength or the force of gravity is doing it then. So we're experiencing a detoxing or cleanse through this change of perspective. So it's going to be a really great journey into learning the shoulder stand. We'll have enough modifications and breakdowns to really try to understand the pose and build the necessary strength, flexibility, or mobility that we're going to need in order to perform this. So I would like to just take a moment to welcome this class with a moment of centering. Try to find yourself in a nice position on your mats, perhaps on a block. See that your supports for the entire class is actually there, like a cushion and a block. If you feel like you want to sit on something, then please do so. And then when you found your sitting position, allow your spine to be straight, facing the sky, opening to the sky. Allow your legs to be rooted onto your mat and onto this earth that supports us. And we're going to welcome this beautiful journey into the shoulder stand with 3 deep Om. So as we know, Om is the sound of the universe. It brings us to the source and to the beginning by piercing our existence through trinities like past, present, and future, and others. So try to enjoy these Oms, allow it to bring you into this moment. We're going to bring our hands in Anjali Mudra between our heart center. And then we're going to take a deep breath in to welcome the Om. Take a deep breath in and out. We're going to bow down to each other. Namaste. And then make your spine straight. Release your hands, opening like a lotus flower. Allow your hands to come onto your knees. Face your palms down when you're looking for stability in this practice today. Or face your palms up when you're looking for inspiration and opening. So, on this note, we are ready to start our class today. I'm just going to play some music that can accompany us through this beautiful lesson. And before we get into the movement of it, we're going to try to educate ourselves a little bit about the shoulder stand in theory. So Salamba Sarvangasana is one of the most important poses because it is so forward and persistent on raising and enhancing the immunity. In this pose, as we know, we have certain pressure points like on our thyroid gland, on our thymus gland, on the vagus nerve, and all of this enhances our immunity, so our metabolism, our ability to fight foreign diseases, our free radicals, and these similar or same pressure points also helps us to really calm down, so bring us on the parasympathetic nervous system side. So we're really relaxed, we're digesting, we're healing. Other than that, the shoulder stand is really, really great for our spine. So the spine is made strong through this pose. And when we have a strong spine, we have a strong mind, thoughts, and feelings. In the successful pose itself, we have slight compression in the cervical spine area, and that's why it's important that people who have injuries or difficulties or postural problems in this area need to really take care or find a variation of this pose. And same goes with the rest of the spine. So if you've had an injury in this area or an operation in the recent times, then this is not the moment to start practicing this pose. So as we said, there's a slight flexion during shoulder stand at the cervical spine and an axial extension through the rest of the spine. We have a lot of core engagement when we want to do the pose right, so we're definitely activating the solar plexus physically and energetically. We also activate our legs almost as strong as we would in Tadasana, so everything is really active in this pose. Active strengthening, active stretching. And in order to learn this pose, we will try to come around this pose with other asanas that will help us to either prepare for it or to counter it. So 6 poses will be definitely the main instruments of our class today, and around it we'll definitely have warm-ups and things like that. So I would say contraindications. So anybody, like I said, with neck injuries, spine injuries, operations in these areas should not do this class as of yet. So maybe we can find modifications. If you communicate with me through the comments or by messaging me, then I will find another way into this pose for you with time. So let us get into it. We're gonna start our class with a few simple warm-ups. Try to push with your hands, whether they are facing up or down, and open up your chest, lifting up your spine. And then with an inhale, bring your neck to the right side, circulating it all the way to the bottom, to the left side. Perfect. And then exhale, circulate your neck all the way back. Try to hold your spine straight throughout these movements. Inhale to the front. And exhale to the back. One more time. Sensual movements. Inhale to the front. And exhale to the back. And then we're just gonna make one more half circulation until we can lift our neck up again. And then we're gonna start with our shoulders. As we inhale, we're gonna move our shoulders forward and up to the ears. And as we exhale, we're gonna use the shoulders to open up the chest, press the shoulder blades together, press the elbows together as close as you can, and then release your shoulders. Keep moving in this beautiful flow. Inhale, your shoulders are going up. And with your exhale, allow them to release. One more time. Inhale, up. And exhale. Just release your shoulders. Come back into position. Take a deep breath in and out. Wonderful. Now with the next inhale, We're going to allow our upper body to come all the way to the left side, really engaging our hips here, opening the right side of the body. And then we're going to move to the center here. The elbows are bending till we move to the right side, then engaging the left hip. And as we exhale, we're going to round our backs, come with chin to chest, all the way back to the right side. So as you inhale, open up your chest, look forward, like you would in cow position. And as you exhale, round your back in cat position. One more time, inhaling and exhaling. And then come halfway to the center, push your hands, allow your chest to open, shoulder to melt into position, neck straight and long. Wonderful. And then we're gonna slowly move out of this position. And in our own way, we're gonna come into standing position. We're gonna have a few more warm-ups. Now we're gonna make it a little bit stronger with the intention of preparing the most important parts of the body that are necessary for our shoulder stand. So we're gonna be preparing a bit the legs, the arms, definitely our wrists, our core. So on that note, let us start to shake our hands. Give your hands a nice, good shake. Wonderful. Then allow your hands to release and lift up your hands till halfway, till shoulder length in front of you, and take your left hand and pull your right fingers towards you. Perfect. And then we're going to shift our hands to the bottom and pull now again towards us, but from the bottom. Wonderful. Shake out your hands one more time, and then we're going to switch. So, pulling up our left fingers towards us, holding that for a moment, and then switching to the other side. Perfect. Shake out your hands one more time, and then we're going to kick with our legs. Keep breathing deeply, energizing your body, warming it with your breath, freeing up all the energetic channels, the neural pathways. All right. And then we're ready to begin. So we're going to start up in goddess pose. For that, we're going to go for a distance between our feet from about 4 to 5 feet. So it's quite a wide distance. And once you've got that position, you can either just step out or you can jump out of Tadasana. You're going to diagonally bring your heels towards you, and you're going to bend your knees out. And once you've had that position, lift up your arms till shoulder length. Stretch out your arms as good as you can. Open up your hips. Tilt your hip forwards. Engage your belly. Bring your belly in towards the spine. And keep breathing. 5, 4, 3. Opening those hips. 2 and 1. Perfect. Inhale and stretch out your legs. Lower down your arms. And exhale, start to come back towards Tadasana by using your toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. And then coming back into Tadasana for a moment. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, release all tension and stress. Then we're going to take a hip-wide distance between our legs. As we inhale, we're going to lift up our arms. And as we exhale, we're going to come first with a nice and straight spine till halfway. And then we're going to release our hands. We're going to really relax the neck and grab our elbows from opposite sides, allowing us to go into ragdoll, really swinging our bodies from left to right. Allow your weight to bring you deeper into the pose and micro bend as you need to. Wonderful. And then when you're feeling ready, release your hands. Try to bring your hands or fingertips underneath your shoulders. And then one by one, you can step down with your knees onto the ground. And once you're on your tabletop position, see that your alignment is really proper here. Your hands underneath your shoulders. And then one by one, you can stretch out your legs with hip-wide distance between the legs in plank. So now we're really trying to work on the strength of our hands. Try to bring the hands into a really strong hold using Hasta Bandha. Engage your core, bring your shoulders down and back in position. Keep breathing. 5, 4, engage your legs, make them as active as you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Now slowly and gently bring your knees underneath your hips. Step back with your hands to position them back into tabletop. Relax your toes, and as you inhale, let's go into our cow position, exactly. Bringing our belly down and lifting up our necks. And as we exhale, we're going to come into cat. We're going to round our backs and bring our chin to our chest. Perfect. And then we're going to find a neutral back. And for a small moment, we're going to rest the spine in child's pose. Maybe take a step or two forward with your hands and then allow your elbows and forehead to melt onto your mat. Keep breathing. And then bring your chin to your chest, vertebrae for vertebrae. Allow your body to be uplifted. And then release yourself out of this position. And we are ready to start these 6 important poses of today that helps us to variate or prepare for our shoulder stand. So it's very important now that you have a nice cushion next to you, a block when we need it. All right, and we're going to begin in a supine position, lying down flat onto our backs. Maybe we just want to take a breath here in peace and stillness by closing our eyes. And then when you're ready, we're going to start our first pose. Our first pose is called Setu bandha Sarvangasana, and it's our shoulder bridge. So in order to start that, we want to bend our legs one after the other. We're going to place our heels, our ankles underneath our knees, and if necessary, we're going to pick up our hips, our buttocks off the ground, and try to bring our buttocks a step higher to really elongate the spine. Perhaps you need to bring your spine a little bit lower. So just try to see what is helping you to really kiss your back onto your mat. Have a hip-wide distance between your knees, and then face your palms down. Allow your arms to go down, trying to reach for your heels. You can step a little bit closer with your legs, trying to bring them as close as possible to your buttocks, but see that your knees and ankles are in alignment, that they're stacking over another. Relax your shoulders here. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, start to lift up your body vertebrae for vertebrae off of the ground. Perfect. At first, we're just going to make some movement. Exhale. Gently bring your back onto the mat. Let's go for that one more time. Inhale, lifting up vertebrae for vertebrae. And exhaling, releasing your back onto the ground, but this time not fully reaching the ground. Just try to stay a little bit off the ground and allow yourself to move from side to side, really feeling how it is to be here in this position, carrying your body's weight. Wonderful. And then release yourself onto the center. This time we're going to prepare to hold. I'm going to first give a couple of modifications and then we're going to go into the full pose itself. So inhaling. And as you exhale, lift up your body, vertebrae for vertebrae. And you can bend your arms and place your hands underneath your lower back to really support this position and bring your chest to your chin, not your chin to your chest. And allow yourself to enjoy the position with this support. If you feel that your wrist is not ready for this, then feel free to bring a block and place the block underneath or between your sacrum and your lumbar transition. And you can just then relax your hands and allow yourself to have the chin lock, to be in this position without using your core, your body strength, or your wrist. And if you feel, no, you're ready for the full pose, then come back in position and allow yourself to really lift up, press your glutes together, bring your chest to your chin, press the shoulder blades together. Keep breathing here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, vertebrae for vertebrae, allow your back to kiss your mat. And once your back touches the mat, roll your shoulders out of position. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to bring our knees to our chest. We're going to grab our knees lightly and allow ourselves to rock from side to side. Wonderful. Come back to the center in stillness. Lift up your head to your knees. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, release yourself back with your head onto your mat. Allow your soles to drop down under your knees. And then one by one, come back with your legs in Shavasana. Release your arms. So that was our first pose. And now we're going to prepare ourselves for our second pose. So our second pose is Salamba Sarvangasana, the shoulder stand. And in order to do this, I'm going to first be showing it with the modifications. Try this even if you know how to do it, and then we'll move on to the full version. All right. Take a deep breath in to welcome the shoulder stand. And then we're going to come out of our positions for a quick moment. Try to find a wall that can help us with this pose. I have a wall right here next to me, so try to see, maybe you can pause the video for a short moment before you get into it. And we're going to need to lie ourselves down with the arm's length distance. So I'm just checking with my fingertips the distance here, and I know that I can place my shoulders here and then allow my buttocks to come really close to the wall itself. And then I have an arm's length distance. If not, I can push myself a little bit further back. So this is a modification or a breakdown of shoulder stands, so we can really try to grasp it even when we have never tried it before. Try to have your feet in a hip-wide distance or close them together. See what feels good to you. When we're up in the position, we'll have them closed. All right. Your hands are facing the ground. And as you inhale, we're going to start to lift up our hips. And we're going to bring our chin to our chest. And then we're going to place our feet a little bit higher, flat onto the ground. You'll see that the compression on the cervical spine we've created also extension to the rest of the spine. Our legs are bent, but we are more than halfway in position. We can try this for starters. Let's take a breath here. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Feel free to stay in this position or take a small break by bringing vertebrae for vertebrae your back onto the ground. And then you can release your legs, come onto the side in order to release yourself. All right, so we're going to be practicing that definitely one more time. That is one of the variations you can choose. And now we're going to go into a full version of it. For that, we're going to place our legs flat on into the position of Shavasana. If you feel you don't want this, then stick to the other one that I just showed. Perfect. So, once in Shavasana, we're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to begin to bring our knees to our chest and start to roll our bodies. This rolling is going to help us to find the momentum that we need for shoulder stand. So let's go for that 2 more times. Rolling up, rolling down, rolling up, rolling down. And this time we're ready. Rolling up, rolling down, lifting up the hips, placing your hands behind your back, placing your knees above your forehead and your heels above your buttocks. Really trying to bring the hands at the center of the back. Bring the elbows as close as possible together. And then when you're ready, one by one, we can lift up our legs, pointing and stretching up to the sky. Try to have a chin lock and not move your neck from side to side. Engage your belly. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Take a deep breath in and pull your knees to your forehead, your heels to your buttocks. Release your hands one after the other. And then gently stretch your legs slightly to the back and allow yourself to come down vertebrae for vertebrae out of this position. Perfect. And then we're going to point our toes and allow ourselves to come back into Shavasana. We're going to take a breath here in this neutral position. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And before we move on to our next pose, we're going to practice our Supta Tadasana. For that, we can bring our arms to our sides. We can point our toes to the sky. And we're just going to activate our bodies by pressing together our thighs, pulling our knees up, pressing our glutes, engaging our belly, placing our shoulders down as if they were reaching for the earth, and lifting up to the crown at the back. Feel that activation in Supta Tadasana. Keep breathing. then release your body. And we're going to prepare ourselves for the third pose. So we've had our shoulder bridge, our shoulder stand. Now we're going to move on to Halasana, the plow pose. So for a lot of people, when we practice the plow pose, it is very useful if we have sort of like a height behind us, so that when we're ready to come into position, we have the option to stretch the legs out but not have to bring them too deep onto our mats. So not have to touch the mat with our toes. So try to create a height behind you. And then place yourself in the right position. You can be right in front of your height, or a sofa or a chair, whatever feels comfortable for you, that you can lift up your legs and then bring them down instead of having to touch the ground. All right. So, next up we're going to go for Halasana. Take a deep breath in, straighten out your legs. Exhale, place your palms next to you. And as you inhale, bend your knees to your chest. As you exhale, start to roll your spine up and down. We're going to roll to catch the momentum that we need for shoulder stand. So, one more time, rolling up and then rolling down, lifting up the hips, supporting the hips at the back. We can allow for today to simply have our knees on our foreheads. And when we feel comfortable, we can gently begin to stretch out our legs at the back. Stretch only till the amount that is comfortable for you. Try to see that your height is in the right position and reaches your toes. So you can feel free to allow your toes to rest here onto your height. We can tuck our toes to create a stability. And when you feel comfortable, you can let go of your hands. Keep a chin lock. Don't try to move your neck from side to side. If necessary, watch the pose before you do it. Keep your legs active. And as you feel comfortable, you can slowly start to bring your toes closer and closer to the ground. You can even interlock your fingers, open them up and place your thumb onto the ground so your hands are facing the other way. If you feel that you need a support at your back, feel free to place a block here to support you and stop you from falling to the other side. Keep breathing in a position of your choice. This is a forward fold in an upside down perspective. If you feel free and that you're more advanced in your practice, you can even relax your toes. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Now, place your hands onto your back, your elbows close to each other, and then pull your knees to your forehead and your heels to your buttocks. And then we're going to stretch slightly our legs to the back, release our hands, allow our weights to shift down, and vertebrae for vertebrae, bring your body back onto your mat, and then gently releasing your legs back into Shavasana. Perfect. Let your hands face the sky. Allow your body to relax here and take a couple of deep breaths just for yourself. All right, so we're ready for our next two poses. We'll be doing our next two poses in combination, and these are extensions and parts of our Salamba Sarvangasana, or shoulder stand. So one of them is called Eka Pada Sarvangasana, where we're in shoulder stand, but one of the leg is down in the position of Halasana, and only one leg is up towards the sky. And we also have Parsva Pada Sarvangasana. This is when we have one leg facing the sky and the other leg opened up to the side. So we're going to be practicing both of these in combination with shoulder stand. And before we get into it, let us bend our legs. We can have our hands on our belly. As we inhale, let us bring our both knees to the left side and look to the right side. Exhaling. Inhale, come back to the center and bring both knees to the right side, looking to the left side. Exhaling. Wonderful. And then come back to the center, and you have the option to do this against the wall. So you're going to place your buttocks slightly away from the wall. That's going to allow you to have an arm's length distance with your body, and then you can just press against the wall and lift your hips up into a chin lock, so your chest will come to your chin. And then from that position, you can follow the cue of the leg. So one of your leg, obviously, if you're choosing this variation, will always be against the wall. So let us straight get into it. We're gonna prepare our body for shoulder stand. Allow your arms to come down next to you, your legs activated. Take a deep breath in, and with momentum, bring your knees to your chest and lifting up your hips. Your hips come above your shoulders when possible. Your hands are behind you to support you. And then you can lift through and raise up your legs all the way, activating and pointing them towards the sky. So if you've chosen the wall variation, then your legs are bent and your feet are against the wall. That is absolutely fine. So no matter which position you're in, the full or the supported, we're going to bring our left leg all the way down as much as we can. We can keep them bent if we can't do a full plow leg. And if we can, then we're going to place our toes onto the ground. So your right leg is either bent against the wall or it's all the way up in your shoulder stand. Keep your hips centered. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bend your leg. Your heels are reaching your buttocks, and then we're going to lift up our left leg when we're in the full version, or just bend our left leg when we're against the wall. Perfect. Now we're going to go for, this was our Eka Pada Sarvangasana. Now we're going to go for our Parsva Pada Sarvangasana. So this time our left leg is going to come all the way to the side as much as possible. If we can touch the ground, it's perfect. If not, we're just going to come as low as we can. If we're against the wall, our right leg is bent against the wall. Keep breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bending or lifting up your left leg back up, pushing through the spine, lifting up. Wonderful. We're going to go for the other side. Now, keeping our left leg up, we're going to bring our right leg all the way back, bent or straightened. See what's comfortable and possible for you. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Bending or lifting up your right leg.
Now for Parsva Pada Sarvangasana, we're gonna straighten or bend out our leg all the way to the right side. Toes can touch the ground or come as close as you can. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Bend or lift up your leg all the way back up. Perfect. Now, based on which position you're in, if you're in the full version, bring your knees to your chest. If you're not in the full version, just allow your hips to come down. Release your hands. And then vertebrae for vertebrae. Come back with your back onto your mat. And allow yourself to relax in Shavasana. Take a few deep breaths here just for yourself. And then bend one after the other, both your knees to your chest. This time we're going to circulate our legs as far out as possible, trying to massage our spine and our hips. Try to use both directions, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Perfect. And then we're going to prepare ourselves for our final main pose. That's the Viparita Karani. It was actually a version of the shoulder stand that was mentioned in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. And even though the shoulder stand is a pose that requires a lot of strength, this version is meant for pure joy and relaxation. So we're going to need a block, a blanket, or a cushion that we're going to place at a bit of a distance, a hand distance away from our walls. And then we're going to place our sacrum, our lower back onto the mat and allow our legs to be uplifted. And then we're going to place our upper body down. You're going to see that your chest is coming towards your chin. Your leg is relaxed. And this is a very simple version of our shoulder stand. It's like almost coming halfway into it. And we say in the yogic philosophy that we have the sun in our solar plexus, in our belly, and the moon in our third eye, between the eyebrows. And normally when we're in our upright position, the moon is dropping life drops into the fire of the sun, the solar plexus. And that's how life is going on. We're burning our energy, moving forward in time. However, in shoulder stand, it is said, or in Viparita Karani, that we are turning this perspective around. We are changing that whole system and stopping the moon drops, the life juice, from dropping into the sun and burning. Therefore, it's also like stopping time and rejuvenating our youth, going back into our youth, into our childlike, soul-like being. So allow yourself to rejuvenate here. Keep breathing deeply in and out. Allow your body to experience the lymphatic flow, drainage, cleanse. And you see that leaves you with a feeling of lightness throughout. And then we're going to gently come out of this position. We can bend our legs. We can perhaps use this modified shoulder stand to lift up our hips, release the cushion, the block, whatever we use. Come to the side, perhaps stay on the side for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Regulate your blood pressure, the circulation. We've spent quite a moment here with our legs up, and actually throughout the whole session, that was the position we were keeping on coming back to. And then when you're ready, gently place yourself down onto your mat in Shavasana. Bring your hands underneath your buttocks with your thumbs touching. Bring your legs together, activated. Lift up onto your elbows. Place your foot soles close to the ground. Open up your chest, and you can stay here with your chin to your chest. Or you can lift up, looking to the sky or at the back. Keep breathing in fish. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lift up your head. Relax your upper body. Release your hands. And melt into this neutral position of Shavasana. We're going to stay a moment here in Shavasana, but before we relax ourselves, let's activate in Tadasana. Bring your legs together, press your legs together, press your glutes, push your knees up, pull your knees up, activate your belly, let the shoulders go down, lift the crown, keep breathing here. 3, 2, and 1. Tighter with your activation. Exhale, release your activation. And allow yourself to melt into your final pose. Shavasana. While we lie down in Shavasana, we can feel the effects of shoulder stand and all the other related poses in our body, in our mind. Allow yourself to let go of all that no longer serves you. Let it find its way out of your body. Breathing in relaxation and peace. And exhaling all stress and tension, and allowing the toxins to find their way out. Raising your immunity, both spiritually and physically. Gently open up your eyes. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. We're gonna bend our right leg to the left leg and use our left hand to twist us to the left side while looking to the right side. And then we'll come back to the center. Switch legs to twist to the right side, looking to the left side. And then we'll come back to center, Bring our knees to our chest, our forehead to our knees. And then we're going to lift up our body. And come back to the center. Let us take a couple of deep breaths here to end our session today. Breathing in. And exhaling any remaining stress. And then when you're feeling ready, bring your hands to your heart center in Anjali Mudra. And we're gonna bow down to each other. Namaste. And we're gonna lift up our arms all the way to the sky and open up all this beautiful energy that we've created and spread it to our world. Deep breath